doing great, Manny. Oh! Oh! You're good, right?
Yeah. Hi.
Hey, Manny. When are you going to ride it? You want to carry it the whole way?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
I love you, Grammy. It's alright.
Manny, you're a special boy. You know that? Hey, guys. What you doing?
I'm riding my bike around.
Hey, see if you can go down fast, up and over that mountain and up over the other one.
I think I may go.
Oh!
A week.
No, right there. Looks like a dot. Do you see someone? What's that?
I don't know.
Here.
What? What? A ladybug. Mom! Mom! Could you come take a picture?
Do you want to say hi to her? Right there.
Hi.
Ben.
Why is she riding my bike? Why is she riding my bike?
I couldn't get it up. I gotta actually balance on this thing. Just sit on it.
Don't push me.
Okay. How do you ride this, Penny? Oh, it's got a back brake.
What?
That's why I keep stopping.
What's the problem?
I was pushing back to balance and it wasn't going. I'm like, what's wrong with this?
Yeah!
Got it? Good job. There.
Oh, it hurt on my foot.
Your thumb. Release your thumb. Step. You got this. Step.
I see you can. Watch the snap
What?
when it comes out. Oh! How are you doing?
Good.
Yeah.
I just got off balance.
That's right. But you're good, right?
Yeah, I am. See that stop sign?
So today is May 20th. My sister got here on May 7th and she's leaving today. I know in the one video in our last video, I guess, where I mentioned her coming, it was gonna be a long weekend, but she was able to stay longer. So, I mean, I guess it's been almost 2 full weeks that she's been here. Like, as far as having your sister at your house, it can seem like a really long time, but it actually was just a really nice visit, and we're sad that has to go back home. When we were in high school and stuff, we were very close and we would talk a lot, but honestly, since graduating high school, we really haven't spent much time together or talked a ton. So this has been the most time that we have spent together really in the last 15 or more years. So it was nice. It was nice getting a chance to just talk and catch up and have those conversations that you don't get to have with your sister when you live far apart. She's a couple years older than I am, so she was already not living at home when I graduated high school. Since graduating high school, I've just lived very far from home from our parents. And now I'm about 3 hours north of my parents, and this is the closest I've lived to them since graduating high school. So it hasn't been like super easy to get together with family members over the years, and living a little closer and becoming more close with my nephews has been just a really, really neat thing. During the summer, they came and stayed with us for 10 days, and when they came, like, they really didn't know us at all. I am surprised that they were comfortable coming and staying with us because we really didn't know them. I mean, they knew who we were, and we had visited, like, over the years, it would be like a few hours every year maybe. Like, it was not anything extensive. Yeah, so they came and stayed with us for like 10 days, and then in the beginning of the year we went down there for a few days. It's nice because growing up, we always talked about, oh, our kids growing up together and being friends and stuff. The reality of grown-up life didn't look like what we imagined as children. It's nice being able to kind of, in some ways, live out those dreams of, oh, now our kids do know each other and they are close and they do enjoy playing together. My nephews are going to be staying with us till the end of the quarantine, which honestly is less than 2 weeks away, and then we are going to drive them home. And I know today is going to be a rough day for my nephews because they are really sad to see their mom go. They got her for a couple weeks and then they have to say goodbye again. So I know it's going to be a very difficult day for them. And I think knowing that we're going down there soon will make it a little easier. But what I have to deal with is after it's over is Manny going from having 2 brothers every day to being alone. And that's tough. That's tough as a mom to see, especially when I would love for him to have siblings. We would love for him to have brothers and sisters, and he really wants brothers and sisters. Things just haven't worked that way. Yeah, it's going to be sad. It's going to be sad for him. Even when we talk about when they leave, he gets very sad. And every morning he comes in my room and asks, are Kenny and Ben still here? It's like he has this constant worry that he's going to wake up and they're going to be gone and they're not going to be there anymore. So I know that he's already having a rough time with the idea that they aren't going to stay forever. He thinks of them like his brothers. He even says they're my brothers, but they're not the kind of brothers that just stay with us forever. And would I keep them forever? Absolutely. But like, I think my sister might just miss them a little and want them back at some point. So, you know, I kind of gotta send them back. Like, I can't just keep them forever. The whole time my sister was here, I kept thinking, we need to sit down and get her on the video. And I don't know why, but she's just weird about being in front of the camera. Maybe I need to snag her and make her get on here. However, my sister is a very gifted writer, and she has written a book, which I will link in the description box below. And she has a website where she blogs. She actually writes about chronic pain because she lives with chronic pain and a lot of autoimmune issues. So she blogs about it a lot, which is a topic that there aren't a huge amount of people that open up about. It's been very helpful for people. A lot of people have reached out to her and shared that the things she shares is really helpful. So I'll link her website also in the description box below if you would like to read any of her blog posts. I'll have to see if I can snag her. I just came outside because I was inside and I was freezing. I was freezing inside. So I came outside to warm up, which is like a first for the whole year. We're supposed to have like a high of 69 today, which probably is cold for some people, but when you live this far north, it feels pretty good. Maybe I'll drag her out here and make her get on the camera. Okay, so hi. I was just telling everybody watching, I plugged your book.
Ow!
I plugged your website. What would you, like, if you had to sell your blog page?
I had to sell my blog page.
Like, get people to go to it, what would you share, like, about it? Because I know you're really good at this.
Talk about myself.
I know you're really good at bragging about yourself. So,
I am
just do
so
it.
good at it. Okay, so
I guess that's kind of why I started it. The reason I started my blog page is because I've been in chronic pain my entire life. I don't actually ever remember a time in my life in which I was not in pain. When getting to a point where I was getting more serious about my faith and different things along those aspects, I found that in the Bible, God addresses the issues of pain quite often. I would find ministers taking passages to preach on them. They always turned it to emotional pain, and they kind of ignored the physical aspects of it. But physical pain is a game changer in life when you're in pain every day. When I go with a bike ride with my kids, I have to think about how bad my knee is hurting. You know, if I go 1 mile, am I able to come back that 1 mile? Even walking around the grocery store, I have to plan on being able to carry groceries inside and how far I'm able to go. If I go out with a group of friends, I have to think about everything I eat and consume, put in my body. Do I need to take meds before? And
As part of it, you have a lot of dietary restrictions. So,
Yeah.
like, you can't just go out to eat.
And there was one day at church, and we were doing communion, and they have bread, which has gluten. So with my celiac, I can't have it. And I remember sitting there, and I'm looking out over like this sanctuary, and I realized how many people weren't getting up and moving because they were in a position where they were in too much pain to get up. You feel isolated. So when I originally started my blog, it was to kind of address the pain issues that people were fighting and struggling with, and how they are real and how deeply they affect our faith. And it's not a matter of just taking the right combination of meds and sucking it up and toughing through and pushing through. It's accepting the fact that sometimes God builds weaknesses in our lives to draw us closer to Him, to remind us to be dependent upon Him, and that being in pain doesn't make you weak. It just means you're in pain. I guess for me, if you know anyone who experiences chronic pain and you just want to understand just some of the struggles that they go through on a day-to-day basis, or if you yourself are in chronic pain or just looking for someone who understands what it's like to have a job and raise kids and go through life day-to-day without giving up, I'd encourage you to check out my blog.
So, as far as in the church, I think a lot of times we want to gloss over any kind of pain, though.
Absolutely.
Or if we do have it, like even if we address that it's a real thing, whether it's emotional or physical, it's almost like we have to act like it's not a big deal.
Well,
it doesn't affect us.
One of the things I ran into a lot is I would have Sundays where like I couldn't stand during worship, and people would make comments or something, but I would tell them that I was just in a lot of pain, and I was just having a difficult time that day. And the question that they all seem to ask right away is, well, have you prayed about it? As though my lack of faith or commitment to God was why my body was physically in pain. And it was very frustrating and very disheartening. I remember my pastor growing up, incredible wife Elaine has chronic pain. And I remember one Sunday, I stood for as long as I could in worship, and I could not stand anymore. And I sat down, and I felt such defeat. She was sitting behind me, and she put her hand on my shoulder, and she just whispered up to me, and she's like, "I'm in pain too, it's okay to sit." That reassurance from hearing from someone who is a prayer warrior, a true woman of God.
Yeah, nobody would second guess that she was doing anything less than worship from the seat.
Yes, and just knowing her heart and her passion and seeing her commitment, and knowing that the struggle that I was in, that she had not only gone through but was still fighting. It gave me a sense of hope, and it made me realize how many people were just like me who thought they were the only ones.
So even if you're not a Christian, I think just in the world we want to gloss over pain. And even like I feel like when people are grieving or in any kind of pain, people will say, "Oh, how are they doing?" And to say they're doing great basically means they're seemingly unaffected.
Yeah.
Oh, they're not crying. They're not acting like they're hurting. I guess for me, I don't always see that as doing well. I think a proper way to grieve or to experience pain is to acknowledge that it's real and that it's okay to hurt. I'm like not one, I don't really like being vulnerable, but I really appreciate vulnerability in other people, and I found a lot of healing through other people's vulnerability and sharing their stories. So like I'm glad it's you and not me being I don't know. No, I actually
It's hard for me.
I have been vulnerable I have a blog page too. I don't know if I'll link it down below or not, because this is about yours. So I probably won't. That'll be another video. Anyway, I was talking about how you were leaving today.
Yeah.
And we're gonna film your children crying? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, probably.
I won't film that.
It's gonna be hard.
I didn't pull out a camera the whole time you were here, really. Mitch got some footage at the playground the other day.
Oh no, I'm not on film.
Well, if we weren't like in quarantine and
It would be
social
different.
distancing, we would have gone and done a ton of stuff and had things to videotape, but like mostly we sat and chatted, which was good too.
Yeah.
I was saying how earlier before you were out here, I was saying how really since graduating high school, we haven't actually spent much time together.
No,
Like
no, not really.
literally, I mean, hours each year. Like not really much time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, since like 2004,
Yeah.
five.
a long time.
It's been a long time. So, yeah, because I said I was like, it's been like 15 years, maybe more.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
Yeah, it really has been. Because I graduated.
been a hot second.
Look.
Oh my goodness, come here. Look at this child. What do you have to say?
I am wet. Daddy sprayed me with the spray thing,
The hose.
the hose. And me too.
Did you like it?
Yes, we did like it. I was
The best part
trying
of being a child is getting sprayed with the hose.
Pain or second best thing.
Oh, so last spring, we had, and I think I mentioned this in a winter video, but we had a robin build a nest and lay eggs, and something got into the nest and killed all of them. Like you can see, there's actually still remnants of the eggs from last year that never hatched. But let me see. There's 4.
Wow, really?
Yeah, last year there was only 3, but this
Yeah.
year it looks like she came back. Oh, do robins' nests get occupied by other birds, or is it always the same bird? I've seen a robin come by, like
Yeah.
she often will go up to this tree
Yep.
or like one of these. And
She's
then
actually
come
like right
back if
over
she sees
there
someone
right now.
coming. Got into it. I'm not sure what would have attacked.
I know
A robin's
what.
nest
I know
around
what
here,
it. I know what got in it.
What was it?
Oh,
Isn't that cool, Ben?
Maybe this could give us a guess.
No, that's lint from the dryer, honey.
How is it out here?
It was probably
It was a falcon.
or raccoon.
It was a
actually.
falcon.
Probably a raccoon.
It was
that
probably
could be
a raccoon.
possible. I'm just trying to think of things up here that.
The egg.
Hi, dear. How are you doing?
Sunburst.
I know, right?
Hi.